The ultrasound gel was cold. I didn't flinch. Dr. Patel moved the wand across my stomach in slow circles, her eyes fixed on the screen. She'd been my OB/GYN for 3 years. She knew things about me that even my mother didn't know. 12 weeks, she said. Everything looks healthy. I nodded. My hands were flat against the paper covering the examination table. They weren't shaking. That surprised me. Emma, Dr. Patel said, softer now. Have you told anyone yet? No. She waited. I could feel her waiting. But I didn't elaborate because there was nothing to elaborate on. The divorce papers had been filed 6 weeks ago. Marcus had already moved into his downtown condo with the floor-to-ceiling windows and the view of the harbor. His lawyer was expensive. Mine was good, but not expensive. There's a difference. You'll need to tell him eventually, she said. For the paperwork. For the settlement. I looked at the ceiling tiles. One of them had a water stain shaped like a kidney bean. The baby isn't Marcus's, I said. Dr. Patel's hand stopped moving. Just for a second. Then she continued the scan, professional mask back in place. I see, she said. She didn't see. Nobody did. Marcus wanted the divorce because I wasn't ambitious enough. That's what he said during our last real conversation, the one before the lawyers got involved. We were sitting in our kitchen, his kitchen, technically, since his name was on the deed, and he was drinking scotch even though it was 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. You don't want anything, he said. You're content to just exist. I was folding laundry. His laundry, mostly. Expensive shirts that had to be dry cleaned but that he insisted I iron at home because the cleaners never got the collars right. I want things, I said. Like what? I didn't answer. The truth was I'd stopped knowing how to want things around year 4 of our marriage. Marcus had wants enough for both of us. He wanted the promotion. Then he wanted the next promotion. He wanted the house in Rosewood Heights where his colleagues lived. He wanted the Tesla. He wanted people to notice him at restaurants. I wanted to not feel tired all the time. I'm seeing someone, he said. I put down the shirt I was folding. My hands were very steady. They're always steady when things get bad. Who? Does it matter? It didn't matter. It mattered in a way that made my chest feel hollow. But I said, no. Her name is Simone. She's a partner at Rothstein and Lee. We've been together for 5 months. 5 months. I counted backwards in my head. 5 months ago was April. In April, Marcus had told me he needed to travel more for work. In April, I'd started sleeping in the guest room because he said my restless energy was affecting his sleep quality. Okay, I said. He looked confused. I think he wanted me to cry. Or scream. Or throw his scotch glass against the wall. That's what women did in movies. But I just stood there holding his shirt, and after a while he got up and left the room. The divorce was his idea, but I signed the papers first. I met Owen at the public library. That sounds innocent. It wasn't innocent, but it also wasn't what you're thinking. I'd started going to the library after Marcus moved out. The house was too big and too quiet, and all the furniture was chosen by Marcus's interior designer, a woman named Claudette who wore geometric jewelry and said things like, "The space needs to breathe." Nothing in that house felt like mine. The library was different. It was old. The children's section still had carpet from 1987, and the mystery section smelled like dust and paper and something sweeter, like vanilla. I would sit in the reading nook by the window and watch people come and go. Owen worked there. Not as a librarian, he was doing building maintenance. Fixing shelves. Repainting walls. Replacing ceiling panels damaged by the leak from last winter. He was younger than me. Not by much. Maybe 4 years. He had dark hair that fell into his eyes and paint-stained hands and a way of moving through space that was very careful, like he was used to being in places where he didn't quite belong. We didn't speak for 3 weeks. Then one afternoon, I was reaching for a book on a high shelf, I don't even remember what book, and the entire shelf tilted forward. Books started sliding. I stepped back fast but not fast enough. A hardcover dictionary caught me on the shoulder. Owen was there in seconds. He caught the shelf with both hands and shoved it back against the wall. The muscles in his forearms stood out. He wasn't wearing a wedding ring. I noticed that and hated myself for noticing. "You okay?" he asked. "Fine." He looked at my shoulder. "That's gonna bruise." "I bruise easily." He smiled. It was a small smile, crooked, and it made him look even younger. "I'll fix this today. Anchor it properly." "Sorry. It's not your fault." "Yeah," he said. "But I'll fix it anyway." After that, we talked sometimes. Small things. He'd ask what I was reading. I'd ask how the repairs were going. He told me he was saving money to go back to school. Engineering, maybe. Or architecture. He hadn't decided. "What did you study before?" I asked. "I didn't. Went straight to work after high school. My mom got sick. Medical bills." He said it simply, like it was just a fact, not a tragedy. I wanted to ask more, but I didn't. There's a kind of pain you don't pry at. One evening in late June, the library was almost empty. I was sitting in my usual spot. Owen was up on a ladder, replacing a light fixture. He was humming something under his breath. I couldn't make out the tune. "Do you ever wonder," I said, and then stopped because I didn't know how to finish the sentence. He looked down at me. "Wonder what?" "If you're living the right life." He climbed down from the ladder. Sat on the floor near my chair, back against the wall, legs stretched out. He smelled like paint thinner and something else. Soap, maybe. "Clean." "Every day," he said. "What do you do about it?" "Nothing. Keep going. Figure it out as I go." "That sounds exhausting." He laughed. It was a quiet laugh. "Yeah. It is." We sat there for a while, not talking. The library closed at 8. At 7:55, the head librarian, Mrs. Chen, who'd worked there for 30 years, walked past and gave us a look that wasn't disapproving, exactly. Just knowing. "I'm getting divorced," I said. Owen didn't react. He just nodded. "Okay. I don't know why I told you that." "Maybe because I'm a stranger," he said. "Strangers are safe." "Are you?" He looked at me. Really looked at me. His eyes were brown. Very dark brown. Almost black in the dim library light. "No," he said. I kissed him first. It was a mistake. I knew it was a mistake even as I was doing it. We were in the library parking lot. It was raining. Owen had walked me to my car because the lot wasn't well lit and Mrs. Chen had asked him to. We stood there under my umbrella, rain drumming on the fabric, and I thought about Marcus and Simone and the house that wasn't mine and the life I'd been living like a ghost haunting her own existence. I kissed him. He kissed me back. Then he pulled away. "Emma. I know. You're not. I know. I don't want to be." "I know," I said again. But 2 days later, I went to his apartment. He lived in a converted warehouse on the east side, the part of the city where rent was cheaper because the buildings were old and the streets weren't safe after dark. His apartment was one room with a kitchenette in the corner and windows that didn't quite close all the way. He had a mattress on the floor. A hot plate. Bookshelves made from cinder blocks and planks. "I'm sorry," I said. "I shouldn't have come." He closed the door behind me. But you did. I can leave. You can. I didn't leave. We were careful. That's what I told myself. We were careful. But careful doesn't always mean safe. I found out I was pregnant on a Thursday morning in September. I took the test in the bathroom of a coffee shop because I couldn't bear to take it at home, in the house that still smelled like Marcus's cologne. I watched the lines appear and thought, very clearly, this will ruin everything. Then I thought, good. I didn't tell Owen right away. I didn't tell anyone. Dr. Patel was the first person to know, and that was only because I needed the ultrasound to be sure. 12 weeks. That meant conception happened in July. Marcus had been gone since June. The timeline didn't work. Anyone who could count would know. Marcus's lawyer would know. The judge would know. And Marcus would destroy me. Marcus wasn't a bad man. That's what made it worse. He didn't hit me. He didn't scream. He didn't come home drunk or gamble away our money or any of the things that would have made leaving him simple. He was just absent. Even when he was standing right next to me, he was absent. He loved his work. He loved his car. He loved telling people at dinner parties about the deal he'd just closed or the client he'd just landed. He loved Simone, probably, in whatever way Marcus was capable of loving. He didn't love me. I don't think he ever did. I was something he'd acquired, like the house or the Tesla. Proof that he'd made it. And when I stopped being useful as proof, he left. Simple as that. Owen called me on a Saturday night. I almost didn't answer. I was sitting in the dark living room, lights off, TV off, just sitting there in the expensive silence of Marcus's furniture. Hey, Owen said. You okay? Why wouldn't I be? You didn't come to the library this week. I've been busy. Silence. Then, Emma. Talk to me. There's nothing to talk about. Liar. I closed my eyes. I can't do this. Do what? Whatever this is. I can't. Okay, he said. His voice was very steady. Then don't. I wanted to say more. I wanted to explain about the baby and the divorce and the way my entire life felt like a house of cards in a windstorm. But I didn't. I just hung up. He didn't call back. The first divorce hearing was scheduled for October 15th. I wore a gray dress that Marcus had bought me for a work event 2 years ago. It didn't fit right anymore. My body was changing in small ways. My breasts were tender. My jeans didn't button. I was nauseous every morning and exhausted every afternoon. Marcus showed up in a suit that probably cost more than my car. Simone was with him. She was tall and elegant and wore her hair in a sleek bun that probably required a professional. She didn't look at me. Marcus's lawyer, a man named Gerald Hutchins who had silver hair and a reputation for winning, laid out their position. They wanted the house. They wanted the investment accounts. They wanted Marcus to keep his retirement fund intact. I would get my car, my personal belongings, and a settlement of $30,000. My lawyer, Rachel, was a woman in her 50s who worked out of a strip mall office. She fought for me. She really did. But we both knew how this would go. My client contributed to this marriage, Rachel said. She gave up her career to support Mr. Callahan's advancement. She's entitled to more than what's being offered. Gerald smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Ms. Reeves, your client worked part-time as a bookkeeper for 3 years, then quit of her own accord. There's no career to speak of. And the prenuptial agreement is very clear about asset division. I'd signed that prenup on our wedding day. I'd been so in love. So stupid. The judge, a tired-looking woman named Marquez, reviewed the documents. We'll reconvene in 30 days. Ms. Pierce, if you have additional evidence of contribution to the marriage, present it then. Rachel nodded. We left. In the parking lot, she turned to me. Emma, is there anything you're not telling me? Like what? Like anything that might complicate this. I thought about the baby. 12 weeks. Soon I wouldn't be able to hide it. No, I said. Nothing. Owen was waiting outside my apartment when I got home. He was sitting on the steps, hands in his jacket pockets. It was getting cold. October in this city meant rain and wind and the smell of wet leaves. You shouldn't be here, I said. Probably not. Owen. I'm not asking for anything, he said. I just need to know you're okay. I sat down next to him. The concrete was cold through my dress. I'm not okay. Yeah. I figured. We sat there. A car drove past, headlights cutting through the dusk. Somewhere nearby, someone was cooking dinner. The smell of garlic and onions drifted out. I'm pregnant, I said. Owen went very still. It's yours, I added, which was obvious but needed to be said. He didn't speak for a long time. When he finally did, his voice was careful. What do you want to do? I don't know. Do you want to keep it? I don't know. Does Marcus know? No. And he can't. If he finds out, I stopped. Took a breath. His lawyer will use it against me. They'll say I was unfaithful. They'll say I don't deserve anything. Were you unfaithful? I looked at him. He left me first. That's not what I asked. Technically, we were still married. So yes. Technically. Owen rubbed his face with both hands. Jesus. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I was there too. I should have been more careful. We both should have been. Another silence. Longer this time. What do you need? Owen asked. I don't know. Emma. What do you need? I'd been holding everything in for so long. Months. Years, maybe. And something about the way he asked, not angry, not disappointed, just asking, broke something loose inside me. I need him to pay, I said. I need Marcus to understand what it feels like to lose everything. Owen nodded slowly. Okay. Okay. Yeah. He stood up and held out his hand. Then let's make him pay. Owen's plan was simple. Almost too simple. You don't tell Marcus about the baby, he said. Not yet. You wait until after the divorce is finalized. Then, once you've gotten whatever settlement you can get, you tell him. We were in his apartment. It was late. Past midnight. I was sitting on his mattress, back against the wall. He was on the floor, sketching something on a piece of paper. And what does that accomplish? I asked. It fucks with him. He'll realize the timeline doesn't work. He'll know you moved on. And there's nothing he can do about it because you'll already be divorced. He'll be angry. Good. Let him be angry. I watched Owen draw. He had good hands. Steady. He was sketching the layout of something, a building, maybe. Or a room. What are you drawing? Nothing. Helps me think. You should go back to school, I said. You're good at this. Can't afford it. Not yet. He looked up at me. You sound like you have a plan. Maybe I do. But the truth was, I didn't have a plan. Not really. I just had anger. And anger, I was learning, could be a useful fuel. The second divorce hearing was scheduled for mid-November. By then, I'd be 16 weeks along. Still hiding it, but barely. I'd started wearing loose clothes. Baggy sweaters. Oversized jackets. Rachel had noticed. Emma, "Are you feeling all right?" she asked during one of our prep sessions. "You look pale." "I'm fine. Just tired. The stress of the divorce." "I'm fine," I said again, harder this time. She backed off. The hearing went badly. Gerald presented evidence of my minimal financial contribution to the marriage. He had spreadsheets, bank statements, receipts showing that Marcus had paid for everything: the house, the cars, the furniture, the vacations. Ms. Callahan contributed nothing of monetary value, Gerald said. She didn't work. She didn't invest. She simply existed within the lifestyle my client provided. I wanted to stand up and scream. I wanted to tell the judge about the dinners I'd cooked and the events I'd attended and the nights I'd stayed awake listening to Marcus talk about deals and clients and promotions while I nodded and smiled and pretended his life was interesting. But I didn't. I sat there with my hands folded and let Gerald dismantle me. Judge Marquez looked tired. "Miss Pierce, do you have a counterargument?" Rachel did her best. She talked about emotional labor and unpaid domestic work and the intangible contributions that couldn't be measured in spreadsheets. Gerald smiled. "Your Honor, emotional labor is not a recognized asset in divorce proceedings." The judge sighed. "I'll issue a ruling within 30 days. That night, I told Owen I was done being careful. "What does that mean?" he asked. "It means I'm not hiding anymore." We were at a diner on the edge of town. The kind of place that served breakfast all day and had vinyl booths and waitresses who called everyone "Hon." Owen had ordered coffee. I was drinking water with lemon. "Emma." "I'm going to tell him," I said. "About the baby. About you. All of it." "That's not smart." "I don't care." "Yes, you do." "He's going to win," I said. My voice was shaking now. "Gerald's going to destroy me in court, and Marcus is going to keep the house and the money and his perfect life with Simone, and I'm going to walk away with $30,000 and a baby I can't afford." Owen reached across the table. Took my hand. His palm was warm. "Then we changed the game," he said. "How?" He didn't answer right away. He was thinking. I could see it in his eyes, that careful, calculating look he got sometimes. "Marcus wants to win, right?" Owen said. "He wants to come out of this looking clean. Successful. Like he upgraded. So we make him look like the villain." The idea came together slowly over the next 2 weeks. Owen had a friend who worked in tech. A guy named Danny who'd gone to high school with Owen and now did freelance web design and other stuff that Owen didn't elaborate on. Danny was good with computers. Very good. "What do you need?" Danny asked when we met him at a bar downtown. He was short, round-faced, with thick glasses and a nervous energy. "Information," Owen said. "On who?" "Marcus Callahan. Financial consultant. Works at Sterling and Associates." Danny pulled out his laptop right there at the bar. Started typing. "What am I looking for?" "Anything that makes him look bad," I said. Danny glanced at Owen. Owen nodded. "Okay," Danny said. "Give me a week." While Danny worked, I prepared for the inevitable. I was 17 weeks pregnant. The baby was the size of a pear, according to the app on my phone. I could feel it sometimes, a flutter low in my belly. Not quite a kick. Just a presence. A reminder. I went to Dr. Patel for another checkup. She measured my belly, listened to the heartbeat, and didn't ask questions she already knew I wouldn't answer. "You're healthy," she said. "The baby's healthy. But Emma, you need to start planning. You can't do this alone." "I'm not alone. The father is involved," I said. "He knows. We're handling it." Dr. Patel looked skeptical, but she didn't push. Danny called on a Tuesday night. I found something. Owen and I went to his apartment. It was messier than Owen's, tech equipment everywhere, cables snaking across the floor, monitors glowing in the dark. Okay, Danny said, pulling up files on his screen. So your ex-husband is a piece of work. Tell me something I don't know, I said. He's been moving money. Lots of it. Offshore accounts. Shell companies. Very illegal. Very traceable if you know where to look. My heart started pounding. How much money? Hard to say exactly. But we're talking high six figures. Maybe 7. Owen whistled. Jesus. What's he doing with it? I asked. Probably hiding it from the IRS. And from you. Danny looked at me. If this came out during the divorce, it would change everything. Can you prove it? I can print the evidence. Bank transfers. Account numbers. Emails between Marcus and his accountant discussing the transfers. It's all here. I felt something cold settle in my chest. Not quite relief. Something sharper. Print it, I said. Rachel didn't want to use it. Emma, this is illegally obtained, she said when I showed her the files. We can't present this in court. Why not? Because it's the fruit of the poison tree. Any evidence obtained through illegal means is inadmissible. But it's true. He's hiding money. That doesn't matter. The judge will throw it out. I stared at her. So what do I do? Rachel thought for a moment. You leak it. What? Not to the court. To the IRS. Anonymously. Let them investigate. If they find wrongdoing, Marcus will have bigger problems than the divorce. And that helps me how? It doesn't, Rachel said. Not directly. But it ruins him. And sometimes that's enough. I sent the files to the IRS on a Wednesday morning. Used an anonymous email account that Danny set up for me. Included a note, Marcus Callahan, Sterling and Associates, has been evading taxes through offshore accounts. See attached evidence. Then I waited. The ruling came down 3 days later. Judge Marquez awarded Marcus the house, the investment accounts, and his full retirement fund. I got $45,000. $15,000 more than they'd initially offered, but nowhere near what I deserved. It's better than nothing, Rachel said. I didn't feel better. That night, I finally told Marcus about the baby. I called him from Owen's apartment. Owen sat next to me on the mattress, close enough that our shoulders touched. I put the phone on speaker. Marcus answered on the third ring. Emma. What is it? I need to tell you something. I'm busy. I'm pregnant. Silence. Long silence. Then, excuse me. I'm pregnant. 18 weeks. More silence. I could hear him breathing. It's not mine, he said finally. No. It's not. Whose is it? Does it matter? Yes, it fucking matters. His voice was rising now. You were fucking around during our marriage. You left me in June, Marcus. You were with Simone. Remember? We were still married. Technically. Jesus Christ, Emma. Who is he? Nobody you know. I want a name. No. Emma. The divorce is finalized, I said. You got everything you wanted. This doesn't concern you. Like hell it doesn't. If you were cheating. The papers are signed, Marcus. There's nothing you can do. I hung up. Owen was staring at me. You okay? No, I said. But I will be. The IRS moved faster than I expected. 2 weeks after I sent the files, Marcus's office was raided. I heard about it through Rachel, who heard about it through the legal gossip chain. Federal agents. Boxes of documents seized. Computers confiscated. Marcus called me that night. I didn't answer. He called again. And again. Finally, I picked up. You did this, he said. His voice was shaking. You fucking did this. I don't know what you're talking about. The IRS, Emma. They know about the accounts. They know everything. Maybe you should have paid your taxes. I could go to prison. Good. You vindictive bitch. I hung up. Owen was watching from the kitchen. Feel good? Not really, I said. But it's a start. But I was wrong. It wasn't a start. It was the beginning of the end. Marcus's fall was swift and brutal. Sterling and Associates fired him immediately. Simone left him, word traveled fast in their social circle, and nobody wanted to be associated with a man under federal investigation. He lost the house. The cars. Everything. And he blamed me. The first threat came via email. You destroyed my life. I'm going to destroy yours. I showed it to Owen. He didn't say anything, just read it twice, then deleted it. You should report this, he said. To whom? The police? Marcus is smart. He won't do anything that leaves evidence. Emma. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're 7 months pregnant, and your ex-husband just threatened you. He's just angry. Angry people do stupid things. Owen was right. Marcus showed up at my apartment on a Saturday night. I was alone. Owen was working a night shift at a construction site. I'd just gotten out of the shower, hair wet, wearing one of Owen's old t-shirts. The knock was loud. Insistent. I looked through the peephole. Marcus was standing there, hands in his pockets, looking like a man who hadn't slept in days. I didn't open the door. Emma, he said. I know you're in there. Go away, Marcus. I just want to talk. No. 5 minutes. Please. There was something in his voice. Something desperate. Against my better judgment, I opened the door but left the chain on. Marcus looked terrible. His hair was unwashed. His clothes were rumpled. He'd lost weight. What do you want? I asked. I want you to tell the truth. About what? About the files. About the IRS. I know you sent them. I didn't. Liar. Even if I did, you deserved it. You hid money. You cheated. You left me with nothing. I gave you $45,000. After 8 years of marriage. $45,000. You spent more than that on your car. He pressed his hand against the door. Emma, please. They're going to charge me. I'll go to prison. You have to help me. Why would I help you? Because we were married. Because you loved me once. I don't love you now. His face changed then. The desperation shifted into something colder. How far along are you? He asked. None of your business. 7 months. 8. I didn't answer. Who's the father, Emma? You need to leave. Is it someone I know? Someone from my firm? One of my friends? Marcus. Tell me his name. No. He slammed his hand against the door. The chain rattled. Tell me his fucking name. I stepped back. I'm calling the police. Go ahead. Tell them how you destroyed my life. See if they care. But he left. Walked away down the hallway, hands shaking. I locked the door. All 3 locks. Then I sat on the floor and called Owen. He knows where I live, I said when Owen answered. I'm coming over. You're at work. I don't care. I'm coming over. Owen stayed with me that night. And the next night. And the night after that. You should move in, I said one morning. We were drinking coffee, he coffee, me decaf, sitting on the floor because my apartment didn't have enough furniture. You sure? I'm very pregnant. My ex-husband is unraveling. I think I could use someone around. Owen smiled. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll move in. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't a declaration of love. It was practical. Two people trying to survive. But it felt like something. Maybe not love. Not yet. But something. The baby came early. I was 36 weeks when my water broke. It was 3 in the morning. Owen was asleep next to me. I shook him awake. Owen. Something's wrong. He was up instantly. What's wrong? My water broke. Okay. Okay. We need to, hospital. We need to go to the hospital. He was panicking. I was strangely calm. Maybe because I'd been preparing for this moment for months. Or maybe because I was too tired to panic. The drive to the hospital was a blur. Owen ran 2 red lights. I didn't correct him. Dr. Patel met us in the delivery room. She looked at me, looked at Owen, and didn't ask questions. Let's have a baby, she said. Labor lasted 14 hours. 14 hours of pain that rewrote my understanding of pain. Owen stayed the whole time. Held my hand. Let me squeeze until his fingers went white. Didn't complain once. At 5:47 p.m., the baby was born. A girl. She was small. 5 pounds, 3 ounces. But perfect. Tiny fingers. Tiny toes. Dark hair like Owen's. Dr. Patel placed her on my chest. The baby was crying. I was crying. Owen was crying. What's her name? Dr. Patel asked. I looked at Owen. He looked at me. Lily, I said. Her name is Lily. We stayed in the hospital for 2 days. Owen barely left the room. He slept in the uncomfortable chair by the window. Brought me terrible hospital cafeteria food. Changed Lily's diapers with shaking hands because he'd never done it before. On the 2nd day, Rachel visited. Congratulations, she said. She was holding flowers. Pink roses. Thank you. I wanted to tell you in person. Marcus has been charged. Tax evasion, fraud, money laundering. He'll likely get 5 to 7 years. I didn't feel victorious. Just empty. Does he know? I asked. About Lily? I don't know. Do you want him to? No. Rachel nodded. Then he won't. Not from me. But Marcus found out anyway. He called from jail 3 weeks later. I was at Owen's, our, apartment. Lily was asleep in her bassinet. Owen was out buying groceries. I almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. Emma, Marcus said. His voice sounded small. Broken. How did you get this number? Your lawyer. I convinced her it was important. It's not. I heard you had the baby. Silence. Is it? He stopped. Started again. Is it mine? No. You're sure? Yes. More silence. I could hear voices in the background. Other inmates. Guards. I'm sorry, Marcus said. I almost dropped the phone. What? I'm sorry. For everything. For leaving. For not seeing you. For all of it. I didn't know what to say. I don't expect you to forgive me, Marcus continued. I just wanted you to know. I'm sorry. Okay. Take care of yourself, Emma. He hung up. I sat there holding the phone for a long time. Lily stirred in her sleep but didn't wake. Owen proposed on a random Tuesday in February. We were eating takeout on the floor because Lily had spit up on the couch and neither of us had the energy to clean it yet. He was holding her, bouncing her gently while she fussed. "Marry me," he said. I looked up from my low mane. "What?" "Marry me. Let's do it." "Owen. I'm serious. We've known each other for less than a year. So that's insane. Maybe." He shifted Lily to his other arm. She quieted. "But I love you. And I love her. And I want this. All of it. Even the hard parts. Especially the hard parts. Especially those." I put down my food. Looked at him, really looked at him. At this man who'd fixed bookshelves and stayed up through 14-hour labor and learned how to change diapers and warm bottles and function on 2 hours of sleep. "You deserve better than me," I said. "Don't tell me what I deserve." "Owen. Emma, I'm not Marcus. I'm not going to leave when things get hard. I'm not going anywhere. So either tell me no, or tell me yes. But don't tell me I deserve better." Lily made a small sound. A coo. She did that sometimes, these little noises that sounded almost like words. "Yes," I said. "Yes. Yes. Let's get married." Owen smiled. That crooked smile I'd first seen in the library. "Okay then. Okay." We got married at City Hall 2 weeks later. No guests. No flowers. Just us and Lily and a judge who looked bored. Owen wore a button-down shirt he'd borrowed from Danny. I wore a dress I'd bought at Target. Lily wore a onesie with ducks on it. It was perfect. But perfect doesn't last. Money was tight. Owen was working construction full-time, but it wasn't enough. I couldn't work, not yet, not with Lily so small. We were living off the settlement money, and it was running out faster than I'd planned. The apartment was too small. Lily's cries echoed off the walls. We were exhausted. Always exhausted. Some nights, Owen would come home covered in dust and plaster, so tired he could barely stand. He'd shower and collapse on the mattress without eating. I'd lie next to him, listening to him breathe, wondering how long we could keep this up. "We'll figure it out," Owen would say on the good days. On the bad days, he didn't say anything. Marcus's trial made the news. Not big news. Just local. A small article in the business section about a financial consultant sentenced to 6 years in federal prison for tax evasion. I read the article 3 times. There was a photo of Marcus being led out of the courthouse in handcuffs. He looked older. Grayer. Nothing like the man I'd married. I felt nothing. And that scared me more than hatred would have. Lily turned 6 months old in April. She was smiling now. Laughing. Reaching for things. Owen was obsessed with her. He'd spend hours just watching her, making faces, singing to her. "She looks like you," I said one night. "She has your eyes." "My eyes are blue. Hers are brown." "Then she has my eyes, and you're everything else." "That doesn't make sense." "Doesn't have to." He kissed Lily's forehead. She grabbed his finger. Held on tight. "I'm going back to school," Owen said suddenly. "What?" "Engineering." I applied. I got in. Classes start in the fall. "Owen, we can't afford." "I got a scholarship. Almost a full ride. And I can keep working part-time." "When were you going to tell me?" "I'm telling you now." I didn't know whether to be angry or proud. You can't do everything, Owen. You can't work and study and help with Lily Ann. Watch me. But he was right. He did do everything. Owen worked mornings. Studied afternoons. Took night classes. Came home and helped with Lily, feeding, changing, playing. I don't know how he did it. Some days he looked like he was being held together by caffeine and sheer will. You need to sleep, I'd tell him. I will. Later. Owen. I'm fine. But he wasn't fine. Nobody could sustain that. I watched him running himself into the ground and felt helpless. I went back to work when Lily was 9 months old. Bookkeeping again. From home. It didn't pay much, but it helped. Owen's school was expensive even with the scholarship. Books. Supplies. Lab fees. We were broke again within 3 months. One night in November, I found Owen sitting at the kitchen table with his head in his hands. What's wrong? I asked. I can't do this. Do what? All of it. I'm failing, Emma. I failed my midterm. I'm so fucking tired I can't think straight. And we're out of money again. I sat down next to him. So we figure it out. How? I don't know. But we do. He looked at me. His eyes were red. Why are you with me? What? You could have done better. You could have found someone stable. Someone who isn't trying to work and study and pretend he knows what he's doing. I don't want someone else. Why not? Because you're here. Because you stayed. Because you're trying. Trying isn't enough. It is for me. He didn't believe me. I could see it in his face. But he didn't argue. Marcus was released early for good behavior. I found out through Rachel. He'd served 4 years. Got out in December, just before Christmas. Do you want a restraining order? Rachel asked. Will he come after me? I don't know. But it's an option. I thought about it. Marcus in prison. Marcus broken. Marcus apologizing. No, I said. If he stays away, I'll stay away. And if he doesn't? Then we'll deal with it. Marcus stayed away. I never saw him. Never heard from him. It was like he'd vanished. Sometimes I'd wonder what happened to him. Where he went. What he did. But I never looked him up. Never asked. Some doors are better left closed. Owen graduated in May. I sat in the audience with Lily on my lap, she was almost 2 now, fidgety and curious, and watched him walk across the stage. He looked tired. But he looked proud. After the ceremony, he found us in the crowd. Picked up Lily. Kissed me. We did it, he said. You did it. No. We. He got a job 3 weeks later. An engineering firm downtown. Good pay. Benefits. Stability. We moved out of the apartment. Found a small house with a yard. Nothing fancy. But ours. Lily got her own room. We bought her a bed shaped like a race car. She loved it. Owen started sleeping again. Really sleeping. Not just collapsing from exhaustion. We had dinners together. Went to parks. Celebrated birthdays. It wasn't perfect. It was never perfect. But it was ours. On a quiet night in September, almost 3 years after Lily was born, Owen and I sat on the back porch watching her play in the yard. Do you ever think about him? Owen asked. Marcus? Yeah. Sometimes. Not much anymore. Do you regret it? The files. The IRS. All of it. I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said. He deserved it. Even knowing what happened to him. He destroyed me first. I just made sure he understood what that felt like. Owen nodded. Fair enough. We sat there in silence. Lily was chasing fireflies. Her laughter carried across the yard. I'm glad you kissed me, Owen said suddenly. In the library parking lot? Yeah. It was a mistake. Best mistake you ever made. I smiled. Maybe. Definitely. Lily ran over, breathless. Daddy, I caught one. Owen scooped her up. Did you let it go? Yes. They need to be free. That's right, baby. They need to be free. He looked at me over Lily's head. I looked back. And for the first time in years, I felt something I'd forgotten existed. Peace. Marcus died in a car accident 2 years later. I found out through a mutual friend. She sent me a message on Facebook. Just a simple note, thought you should know. Marcus passed away. Single vehicle accident. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times. Then I closed my laptop and went to find Owen. He was in the garage, working on something, always working on something. Marcus is dead, I said. Owen put down his tools. What happened? Car accident. Are you okay? I didn't know. I sat down on the cold garage floor. Owen sat next to me. I don't feel anything, I said. That's okay. Is it? Yeah. You don't owe him grief. He apologized once. When Lily was born. From jail. I remember. I never told him that I accepted it. Did you? I don't know. Owen put his arm around me. We sat there in the dim garage light, surrounded by tools and sawdust and the smell of motor oil. He's gone now, Owen said. For real this time. Yeah. Does that change anything? I thought about it. About Marcus. About the years we were married and the years after. About the revenge that burned so hot and then slowly faded. No, I said. It doesn't change anything. And it didn't. Life went on. Lily started kindergarten. Owen got promoted. I started my own bookkeeping business. We had another baby 2 years later, a boy. We named him after Owen's father. Some nights, I'd lie awake and think about the library. About the moment I first kissed Owen in the rain. About the choice that changed everything. I never regretted it. Not once. Because revenge isn't always about destruction, sometimes it's about survival. About refusing to disappear. About saying, I'm still here. You didn't win. Marcus took 8 years of my life. But I took my life back. And in the end, that was enough. END